Hello bookish friends, welcome back to Amanda's Bookish Adventures. This one is I'm changing the name of the video, so I'm calling it April mid-month check-in, and I got the idea from JD Ray Reads because for Vita, she said the title was Vita check-in or something. I think I'm going to do that instead of a mid-month wrap-up because at the end of the month, I still do a wrap-up plus stats, and I just hate having the same name for both of them. So yeah, it's April mid-month check-in, and I don't think they're really going to change because in even both videos, as I finish a book, I'm going to wrap it up like in a vlog kind of style and kind of describe what it's about and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's good. I'm filming the intro and the outro today, and then I need to edit it. Well, it's kind of almost all the way edited. I just got to upload it. Sorry, my brain. All right, so I will see you at the end of the video, and then I will tell you how many things I have read so far this month. My first book of April, and it was Little Prince. It was 96 pages. Little Prince is about a little prince who kind of got sick of his planet and decided to explore other planets, and he meets a lot of people. He comes to Earth and he tells a pilot whose plane broke down his adventures and his story, and it's the developing of their friendship, and they learn a lot from each other. I enjoyed it. It was really cute, and yeah, it's kind of weird talking to my phone for a mid-month wrap-up because I haven't done that. I've been sick for the last 2 weeks of March, and I haven't really filmed anything. I haven't even filmed TikToks. I haven't even read, so this is like the first book I finished in a while. But yeah, I will update you slowly throughout the month. When I finish something, I'm probably going to be back in this position because I'm going to read a Heartstopper Volume 4 next, and I'll probably finish it. Okay, so I am home now, and I did finish Heartstopper Volume 4, and I gave it a 5 stars. So that is my second book I finished on April 2nd. I finished The Little Prince first. Like I said, I cried, but Heartstopper has been one of my favorite graphic novel series, but this is my favorite in the series. So at the end of 3, this is a big plot point story for Charlie and Nick too. Charlie is dealing with mental health issues and other issues as well, and so he's going through a lot in 4. So Nick is very supportive. He struggles, and his mom was very there for Nick. And Nick was there for Charlie was there for Nick with a situation that I absolutely loved. I do recommend Heartstopper. I don't want to say what the issues are. I don't want to ruin it because it just came out, but I absolutely adored Heartstopper. I just enjoyed it. All right, I will probably update you again in this because I'm halfway through a Harlequin romance that I do actually have a physical copy for, so I'm very glad to be able to hold up a book. But once I finish that, I will update you on that. I'll be back in a little bit. That's what I mean. Update you. I have finished 2 more. Well, these are books. I finished Beast of Olympus, and I gave that a 4-star, and that is about Pan's son Demon, or Pandemius, but he goes by Demon. He gets offered to become the new Beastmaster of Olympus and take care of these magical creatures. He cares for them, he loves them, they kind of grow to be his family. It was very short, it was about 144 pages. He also sees how the gods use these creatures anytime they want to be basically quest for heroes and stuff, and they get hurt, and he treats them, and he gets upset at Hercules. And this is the first book in a series, and I want to read the rest of the series because I want to see like what happens. But after that, I finally finished the book I was in the middle in, The Pregnancy Proposition. Sorry, my dyslexia. This is 5-star. It is a reread. So I do have something to say. the main character's name is Paige, and I think the author took these names, maybe it's because I just watched Charmed, and I never watched Charmed and then read this, but she's a sister named Piper, and her ex is named Wyatt. I'm just saying, that's all. So she is coming to Hawaii for her grandfather's funeral. He's getting placed in the Arizona where he served. It is his funeral. She has a whole week before she meets Mano. He is the owner of the resort she is staying in, and they have a fling, and they get, it's very short, but it's cheesy and I have adored it. It's one of my favorite. I don't tend to give Harlequin romances 5 stars anymore because I've read a lot of better stuff, but this one I've read and I have loved it every time I've read it. But yes, I did adore that. So I have read 4 things so far at the start of April, which kind of makes me happy because of that book slump I was talking about. But other than that, I would say I'm doing pretty good. I'm not currently reading anything else. I don't even know what I'm going to read next, but I will update you when I can. I've finished another book. So it is Under Construction, and then I just wrote Under Construction because it's a long title, by Chriselle. She's on Selling Sunset, realtor on Selling Sunset. It was her memoir, kind of how she's dealt with a lot of stuff through her life and her side of the story to a lot of things that we do not see on the show. I gave it a 4 star. I did enjoy it. I did get choked up, but I did like the writing style. I really, really liked it, but I could have had it to be longer, but it was a 4 star, which is solid to me, and I am happy I read it. I read it off Libby, so that makes 5 things I've read so far, and it's Sunday night. So I'm doing pretty good. But not really much to say because I don't want to spoil it because it's a memoir. But if you are into Selling Sunset, definitely check out her memoir. It was really, really fun. So I have finished Dragon Queens and I'm giving it a 4 star. I did not like the beginning half of the book. That would have been a 3. The second half was a 4. It is really tropey though. There's a bunch of tropes. I kind of wish the author kind of cut down on some of them, but it's still a 4 star. It is about Princess Ava fleeing her kingdom because she is betrothed to an awful man. So her father puts a bounty on her head, and Gwen is a bounty hunter, and she starts tracking down the princess. She finds out it is their romance. It is epic. There are dragons. There is war, but like I said, it's very tropey, and the beginning was a 3 star, but the second half of that book was a 4 star for me. It was absolutely amazing. I absolutely adored it. I wish there was like another one in the series or some other books she had out, but it's her debut. So I'm not currently reading anything right now, but I probably will start something soon, and then when I finish it, I will wrap it up for this mid-month wrap-up. Hi, so I've come to update you. I finished 2 things, and I had to go back because I thought I did a clip, but I didn't. So I did finish Cinderella by K.V. Craft, and you know the story of Cinderella, but the artwork, it was 32 pages. I gave it a 4 star. Her artwork was stunning. It was a children's. I used it for one of the short prompts for William Spring Equinox, but it was just so good. I enjoyed it, and the artwork made it phenomenal. I love going back to reading children little stories, like things. I read it off Libby, but I love the artwork. If it's real pretty, I like to read different fairy tale versions of the same story. Now, I also read Savage Son, and I gave that a 3 stars. So it is about Rowena, and her father died in the Civil War. He got hurt in the place of his best friend, and they made a promise that his best friend would take his daughter in and protect her. So she went all the way from Atlanta to Arizona. She did not feel comfortable going into the house, and it was because of Lawrence's son. Well, his second son. His first son, who is a Cherokee Indian from the Bird Clan, Tall Moon, It's their romance. Tall Moon has fled the war and escaped reservations, and he found a safe place in a swamp for his people. And then when he sees people are cutting down the trees and he finds out it's his father that basically abandons him, he comes peacefully to talk to his father about, I need you to stop. You abandoned me. Please do this. I'm trying to protect my people. He meets Rowena. It is their romance. They go through struggles together and stuff. It could have been fleshed out another 100 pages because it was so insta. I do love a good historical, but I like the will they, won't they, or the scandal. That's why I don't read a lot of Western historicals. That's why I read a lot of Highland or English or England historical romances. But I was in the mood, and I'm still in the mood to read one, and I have another one checked out off Libby that I might pick up after I finish other stuff. But a key thing is, the book came out in 2009. So the first time I noticed this, the word pleasure, like, it's obvious it's spelled P-L-E-A-S-U-R-E. There was a space in between the words, so I was like, oh, okay, there was a mess up. Throughout the entire book, that word was spaced. And it just drove me nuts. But I think Savage Sun is the lowest that I've read so far for it to be a 3. I think we've had a couple, honestly, hold on, let me go back. We've had 1 5-star, 4-star, no, I think we've had at least 2 5-stars, and a couple 4-stars. That's pretty good. I mean, a 3-star is not gonna make me slumpy. It just irked me. I do have other stuff I'm currently reading, and I will wrap them up when I'm done. It's just been a long day. So I will see you once I finish some more stuff to wrap up for you guys. Wrap up a couple more books. So the first one I've read out of the 3 that I have, I only have 2 physical copies, is Lore of Olympus. 5 stars. Absolutely loved it. It is about Hades and Persephone. So Persephone comes, she's been raised in the human realm. She comes to Olympus to be training to be a sacred goddess or something, and she has to remain a virgin. And it is her story with Hades and her interaction with the other gods. It is in a contemporary setting, more modern, and she is friends with Artemis, and they live together. She does meet Hades at a party, and it's her interaction with Hades. Hades interacts with the other gods. You see his... I was very excited to see his interactions with his brothers, and you see some glimpses of his interaction with his parents. I want more of it. It was cute, it was warm, the colors were amazing, and I loved it. And that was volume 1, volume 2, and volume 3 come out later this year. Or I think volume 2 comes out in July, and then the other one in September. I might be wrong. The next one I read was The Love Hypothesis. Gave it 5 stars. It is worth the hype, in my opinion. So the book is about Olive and Adam. Olive's best friend likes her ex. She only went on a few dates with him. And she lied to her best friend and said, hey, I have a date that night. And then she sees her friend in the lab. Well, she kisses Adam. He is a professor at the college. It's a grumpy sunshine and fake dating. So they start to fake date, and it works for her because it helps her with her friendship. It works for him with work. But he's very caring and sweet, but he treats, like, you hear how he treats his students, and he doesn't really treat them wrong. He's just grumpy, and he wants the best for them. But she gets dogged a lot because of that. Like, students come up and yell at her, and then they get into a fight, but she starts seeing how he treats her, and she's like, he's absolutely amazing. It's caring. Olive is also going through a stressful time with her PhD and trying to find out stuff she needs for her PhD, and it's a very stressful time. It is their romance, and it's sweet and cute, and I did adore it. Then off of Libby, I read To Taste Temptation, and it is about a widow, on the top of my head, Emmeline, and she has helped young girls pick husbands or been chaperones, and her neighbor who rents the townhouse next to her is like, well, I need you to chaperone my young sister. He does have an agenda. He knew her brother. He came from the war, not the Civil War, but I believe it's the war with the French that they had in America, I believe. And he's come to England to get some revenge. He does need her kind of influence and contacts. It is their romance. He is a wounded soldier. He has PTSD. She is very understanding. She's frustrated with him because she's so used to England's high society that when this I'm just going to say American even though he wasn't because I can't say that word. He didn't really dress in high society standards. He frustrated her. But it was amazing. It was good. It was 4 stars. I did check out the rest of the series on Libby, so maybe I'll be wrapping them up in this wrap-up, or at least the second part of this wrap-up. But yeah, those are what I've read so far. And I do think so far in this month, because I haven't really finished the first week because it's only the 9th, I believe. Yeah, it is the 9th. I think I'm doing pretty good so far, having only 1 3-star. Yeah, I mean, I'm not slumping. I'm actually really proud with how much I've read, and I'm enjoying reading again. So yeah, I think I'm doing good with reading. I'm here to wrap up a couple things. So I don't have physical copies. These were all e-book copies that I read. So I read Death and Sparkles Volume 1. And I gave that a 3 stars. It was cute. It was, to me, it felt very young. I wouldn't go out of my way to buy the series, but if I saw them at the library, I'd pick them up. So Death is alone. If he touches anything, they die. So he does his job all the time. He doesn't really take a break. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Well, his next soul he has to take is Sparkles, the last unicorn on Earth. And Sparkles is basically, I'm going to say, not a really celebrity, maybe a celebrity, but he also did reality TV. He promotes a lot of stuff, and when he dies, he dies. He gets brought back, and he's out of the spotlight. Like, all those people he thought loved him, like, he was so good, no one cares. They're on to the next thing. So it's kind of their journey as friends, and Sparkles kind of learning from the mistakes of the person he was, because he wasn't, or well, it wasn't a very good unicorn, let's say. Then I read Cardcaptor Sakura Volume 7, gave that a 4-star. Cardcaptor Sakura Volume 8, gave that a 5-star. Cardcaptor Sakura Volume 9, gave that a 5-star. So with those 3 volumes, I finished the first Cardcaptor Sakura series. I think there's at least 3 spin-offs that I want to read. They don't have them at the library, so I'm just going to see if I could get them used somewhere. So Cardcaptor Sakura is about Sakura. She finds the cloud cards in her father's library, and it is her journey to capture the cloud cards before they can cause chaos. You meet Lee, who is one of my favorite characters. You meet all these characters, and it is her journey. She kind of grows through it. She makes new friendships, her bonding. It's very young. There is like an age gap situation I don't like. So her mother was a high school student when she met her father. That I'm considering is okay. The age gap I do not like, and maybe it's because it came out in the 90s or the early 2000s, is that it is a teacher with an elementary student. I do not like that in the series. I hated it. Like, made my stomach turn when I had to read chapters with that character in it. That character. But I do overall love this series. I am going to continue on. I want to see what kind of happens next. But yeah, I'm kind of sad. That was like such a sentimental series, and I just can't believe. I thought it was longer. Maybe it's because I saw the spin-off volumes when I was younger, but I thought like the manga series was younger. So yes, those are all I have to wrap up to you so far. I'm pretty sure I'll wrap up some more as we go. But yeah, it's been kind of a crazy weekend. I read that all over the weekend. So yeah. All right, I'll see you when I have some more to wrap up. Here to wrap up a couple more stuff. I have 3 graphic novels. So I have read Star Trek Boldly Go. I gave that a 4-star. It is the events after the ending of their 5-year mission. They go back and the Enterprise got destroyed again. So as they're waiting for that to be rebuilt, Kirk takes on another captain position. like a training ship for new cadets who've just been released so they can kind of understand. Bones is with him, and he's not the chief medical officer. He chose to not have that position so he could be with Kirk. Spock and Lieutenant Erla, I don't know if Nakota, I always can't say her name correctly. They are on sabbatical on New Vulcan and just bonding with Spock's father. Scotty is at the academy teaching, and his students give him a lot of stuff, like hard times, but he don't take it. Scotty's cool. He's fun. I wish we got more of Scotty in this. I think we only seen him like in the first 20 pages, and Sulu ended up joining another ship to be first mate. It was a position up from where he is, and it's kind of their stories. There is a new enemy, and it all kind of interacts how they deal with this new enemy and them kind of getting back together to fight it. I did enjoy it. I do believe this is a bind up of 3 editions, so I do believe there are other editions. I just have to find the next bind up. So then I read Cheer Up, Love and Pom-Poms. It is about Annie. The blonde one is Annie, and I gave it a 5-star. Annie is smart. She is antisocial, and her guidance counselor said, just because you get good grades, you've had a lot of problems, you should probably, your academics good, but you probably should join a team or after school club just to look good on your college resume or something, whatever that is called, transcript. And so her mom's like, well, you were good at gymnastics, why don't you just join the cheerleading squad? And they get into a little fight. She is antisocial. She has a lot of opinions. She rekindles her friendship with BB. BB is a transgender woman, and she's kind of going through a lot. She puts a lot on herself to be the perfect woman, so no one has problems with her. And her parents have strict curfews and rules. For her to keep transitioning, she has to have perfect grades, and it's a lot on her. So they rekindle their friendship, and Annie helps BB with school, and it kind of becomes a relationship. I love this. I got really emotional. It was beautiful. Now, I did read Squad, and I gave it a 4-star. And I'm going to tell you, it's like a Mean Girls plus werewolves and darker. So Becca's new in town, and she goes to this private school. She ends up helping one of the popular girls and gets invited in their clique. Slowly but surely over time, they're slowly changing her, and then she finds out their secret. And all good fun and games to tell the FBI. It gets involved, and then it kind of changes the dynamic, or it changes their clique. And I loved it. I wish it wasn't a standalone. I wish it was a series. I wish to know what happens next with these characters, but you don't. It was fun, though. These were all graphic novels, and I adored them. I loved them. I would read them again. I don't know if this is going to be the last clip. I might be, because the second week is almost up, and then I have to get this edited. I do not know if I'll read any more. I do have a couple other things I'm currently in the middle of. I don't know if I'll finish them. But for right now, I've done pretty good so far for this month of reading, for this April reading. I do kind of feel a slump coming on, so that's why I read graphic novels. But we'll see if the slump becomes a full-on book slump. A long check-in, or at least, yeah. So I did pretty good the first 2 weeks of April, coming off of a reading slump and being severely sick with that cold. That wasn't COVID, but it was awful. So for the first 2 weeks of the month, I read a total of 18 things. Some were graphic novels. We had a couple manga in there. We had some books. At the end of the month, I'll do a tally of how many graphic novels I read, how many books I read, how many manga, just like for stats. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with that stuff. So that's it for this video. I will see you in the next one, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye!